Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, and it is Friday the 10th of February. Well, yesterday's forecast was a little hit and miss, really. I must admit, I was quite concerned last night that we were going to be way off what we originally forecast. But looking at some of the snow reports from earlier on today, it looks as if some places did receive the snowfall that was predicted, and others got snowfall that wasn't predicted. So it was kind of a moderately successful forecast, I guess, but nowhere near as successful as last weekend. Certainly there'll be some post-mortems carried out on it, and we can have a look and see exactly what went on. But thanks for watching. Around the screen here you can see adverts. Please do click on the adverts if you see something you like, because that's what generates revenue for us, and it keeps the site all free of charge, and it shows the advertisers that you're interested in what we're doing. Future developments for the site plans include getting in our own sponsors. So if you know somebody who'd be interested in sponsoring the site or advertise on the site, do let me know. We've certainly taken several thousand viewings every single day now, so it's proven very popular, and it's thanks to you, and thanks to you spreading the word around as well. Okay, we'll use the same format that I've used over the last few days, where we'll do a forecast, a more general forecast now, and then at the end of the video we'll go into things in a little bit more detail, a bit of the technical stuff. So this is the chart from Weather Online. This is from the GFS model for this morning. The time frames are up here in the top left hand corner, and this is this morning's rain, sleet and snow as was left over the southwest during the night, but you can see high pressure out to the east and high pressure out to the west. Now, through the course of this afternoon, the high pressure stays with us, so most areas are dry. Rain, sleet and snow fades away from the southwest. Bits and pieces of rain just affecting northern and western Scotland and northern part of Ireland too. Now, overnight tonight, look, high pressure stays with us. But we've still got areas of rain. This could be turning quite sleety across Ireland. But look, we've got high pressure in across England and Wales. Now, that brings the potential for a very cold night. Let me show you exactly what I mean. These are the minimum temperatures from the GFS model as forecast for tomorrow. These are from the site that you're on now. If you go to the top of the page, click on weather charts, and then all you do is come down the left hand side here under GFS operational, click on UK minimum temperatures, and this gives you the minimum temperature in 6 hour steps across the British Isles. Then use the tools down here just to scan through, and you notice that the time period is there in the top right hand corner. So this is the minimum temperature for tonight, and you see that it's been predicted at -6 to -9. Now that's critically dependent on whether you actually have snow lying on the ground. If you've got snow, it could be colder than that. We could be looking at a -12 night quite easily during tonight. And I've put another chart on here which I thought you might find quite interesting. This is the temperature change over the preceding 24 hours. So again, to find this, go to the weather charts, left hand side of the page, under the Herland model, which is a high resolution model, click on 24-hour temperature change, and what this chart does is it gives you the change in temperature from the previous 24 hours. So this one is showing us the change in temperature as of midnight tonight compared with midnight last night, and you can see the blue colours here showing a really sharp change, a much colder night ahead across England and also Wales. And if we knock that on, that's 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's 6 o'clock in the morning, and you can see how much colder conditions are. We're looking at between 4 and 8 degrees Celsius colder than it was at the equivalent time during last night. And you can click on through that and just see the comparison in temperatures through the course of tomorrow. And in fact, look, it still stays cold even through tomorrow evening compared to how it will be this evening, but some warmer conditions there across southern parts of Scotland. So I'm hoping that's a useful chart for you. And again, let us know if there are any other useful charts that you'd like to see on the page here. Okay, back to the forecast, but I just wanted to reiterate really how cold tonight is going to be. I should say not so cold across Scotland and Ireland because of the cloud that's there. Through tomorrow then, it's a cold day. It's a bright day though across many southern parts of the country. I think cloud through Scotland, the far north of England, and down through Ireland too, bringing some outbreaks of drizzle. But down to the south, I think cold but sunny. It looks like it's going to be another cold one tomorrow night as well, but I think less cold than tonight for many because of the cloud that drifts southwards into the Midlands, into Ireland, southern parts of into Wales, southern parts of Ireland too. But this southeastern corner could stay very cold. It could be a -7, -8 there again, particularly any snowfields across parts of perhaps Oxfordshire, Hampshire and into Wiltshire. And then for Sunday, well, I think it's a duller day across many parts of England and Wales, a murky day, outbreaks of drizzle, feeling pretty cold. The temperature actually is going to be increasing, but I think it's a misty, foggy, murky type of day. I think across Scotland and Ireland things should be slowly getting better, but there too I think quite cloudy. But certainly temperatures are going to be milder for many. Some of you watch this are pilots. I know if you're looking for the day to fly, then Saturday certainly has to be the day. And for sailors too, probably Saturday looks to be the better of the days. So then through Sunday the high pressure stays with us and it kind of just drifts out towards the west during the course of Sunday evening. Now skies may become clear again Sunday evening, which could lead to another frost, although I'm not expecting anything very severe, probably -3s to -5s. And then watch what happens through Monday. Look, we get low pressure just drifting into Scandinavia. That high pressure builds west of Ireland, but the result is we get a northwesterly flow. Now normally you'd look at that and say, wow, that looks like it's going to be very cold, but what I want you to do here, follow back the isobars. The winds flow around the area of high pressure in a clockwise direction. So go against the wind and just follow the isobars back, and you'll notice that the source of the air is from the Atlantic. So this is milder air that's coming in. Excuse the weather wolf that you can hear barking in the background there. He's obviously spotted that it's maybe snowing outside. So you can see that the source of the air is milder. So actually temperatures aren't going to be as low as you would expect in this situation. And there is that cooler air just coming down the North Sea, but notice it's the high really out to the west that's the most important feature here. Then as we go through into Tuesday, so we get the northerly flow still in there, but again if you trace back the isobars, look, there they are going into the Atlantic. So that means that conditions are actually going to be warmer than you would at first thought looking at that situation. So certainly this idea of warming temperatures seems to be correct. And then into the middle of next week, so we find the highs still out to the west, but notice it gets squeezed away to the south. Fronts coming into Scotland later next week. Now this could cause more of an issue in that we could see the return of colder air just coming across northern parts of Scotland during the back end of the week, and a front just travelling its way southwards into northern England, Northern Ireland, look, by the time we get through towards Friday. But high pressure still holding on, so still these dry conditions towards the south, but colder weather, look, coming into northern parts of Scotland. Trace the isobars back and look, where they go has changed. They're coming from Greenland and actually originating in the poles. So really anywhere across Scotland, Northern England and also Ireland, probably into colder conditions by the end of next week, with a risk of some snow over the hills, perhaps even a bit down at lower levels too. Dry still though across southern parts of the country, and actually the GFS really overplays it then into next Sunday and into Monday with some really cold air trying to get in, so the GFS believes, but I must admit I don't really buy that particular idea. In fact, this is where I think things are more likely to be going. Again, if we go to the weather charts at the weather website and click on the ECMWF operational, this gives us the forecasts beyond the back end of next week. There's the date. Look, these go in 24-hour steps. So if we knock it on, that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Very similar conditions, look, with a northerly flow coming down. There's Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. And again, look, similar conditions with colder weather coming into Scotland as that cooler air slips south. And then into Saturday, well, it tries to bring the colder air much further south through the country during the course of next Sunday and into Monday. Low pressure up towards the north, look, this flow coming in from the north, so certainly cooler weather everywhere. And there we have a front that's lying through the country with a jet trying to become established across the north. So a return to cooler conditions does look likely, and that's into the 20th of February. Notice that the cooler weather being pushed away and the mild weather trying to get back in again. So although we may go cool for a while, I don't think it's anything to be overly concerned about. And all models really do follow that sort of line. Here's the ensemble. This is the GFS ensemble model for the next, actually in fact it goes up to 16 days, and follow the date up here top right hand corner. There's Saturday, there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Again, look, cold northerly winds next week, or I should say the northerly wind coming in, but not that cold, probably chilly down the eastern coast. But follow the isobars back, look, and where do they come from? The Azores. So warmer conditions still being forecast even by the GFS ensemble. And then as we get into the middle of next week, this is Wednesday, there's Thursday and Friday. Look at the cold weather coming into northern parts of Scotland. Saturday and into Sunday, and then into Monday of next week. down comes cooler weather temporarily, but look what happens into the following week. This is the Tuesday and into the Wednesday. Cooler weather overall close to Scotland, but generally it looks as if temperatures are going to be coming up to near normal values across much of the country, perhaps near normal to just below normal, which you may remember that's what I've been forecasting for most of the month. And in fact, it stays that way, look, through until the end of the forecast period, which takes us up to the 26th of February. And at the moment, I can buy this model. I quite like the look of the way that this tries to make things go. Not a return to cold easterlies, but generally a west to southwesterly flow developing late on in the month, and this gradual rise in temperature continuing to take place. And if we look at the North Atlantic Oscillation, well, that's staying above positive, so it's indicating that the westerly winds across the Atlantic will try to get back in. And if we look at the the Arctic Oscillation, bouncing around the neutral mark, which kind of hints that things within that area are likely to be staying pretty well as they are, and that means that the colder air is likely to be holding over the pole. And that's just a quick look finally for you at how the ensemble model sees the temperatures over the next few days. This takes us up to the 26th of February. Notice, look, the rise, it's this red line we're looking at here for the daily temperatures. That rise that takes place, we see it fall off next weekend as that cooler weather tries to get back in for a time, but then a very, very slow increase into the back end of the month. So all in all then, we need to get ready for a bitterly cold night tonight. We need to get ready for another cold one tomorrow night, but increasing cloud coming in from the north and a gradual increase in temperatures, perhaps briefly turning cooler in the east on Tuesday, but for most of us it's this gradual rise in temperature until next weekend, which could see a temporary fall off before we then find temperatures returning to near normal conditions again towards the end of the month. So thanks again for watching. I hope that's been useful for you, and do keep the sun shining. Bye for now.